Hello, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing today? Can you hear me, guys? If you can hear me and see me fine, please put a one in the chat so that I know that you can hear me and see me fine. Welcome into a conversation with Crystal. Hello, Lydia. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Songs 146, Home and Garden. Hello, hello. Welcome in Patty's Kitchen Garden and more. Welcome in Shalita Wells. How are you? Growing what I eat. Hello, how are you? Happy Mac. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you. You're doing good. Trying to get those finals done. Yes. Well, good luck with those. Good luck with your finals. I'm glad that you're taking some time out to stop by and watch me. Hello, Miss Shirley. How are you? Good to see you, OG Gardner. Welcome in, everyone. How's everyone doing? How is the weather? You know, every Monday it is something different, from being hot to being cold. How's everyone's weather today? I tell you what, I hope that all of you have been safe. A lot of tornadoes and things. On our side, we just had quite a bit of rain. We needed some rain, but it was quite a bit of rain. It was warm. The weather was really nice. The temperature was, but it was very rainy all weekend long. But and windy, and all of that is bringing in this cool front that we're going to be experiencing the next few days. I brought in my citrus. Little cool where you are, about 60. Ah, your high was 60. So we were high in the 50s today. Over the weekend, we were almost 70, as a matter of fact. But now we are tomorrow morning. I think it's supposed to be in the 20s when we wake up. So it's a big difference from being in the 60s and the 50s when you wake up. But I think that it's only going to be cool for a while, and then we'll be back pretty warm. Get a snack and get back to those books. That's right, Happy Mac. Take a little break right now, get your snack, and then get back to those books for those finals for the home stretch. Absolutely. Hello, Kenyatta's Journey. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. What spots have you been enjoying in the Carolinas lately? Didn't see it lately. Snow. Miss Shirley, you snowed last night, freezing 28. Wow. Wow. 28 where you are. Okay. I know some people were talking about snow uh, and sleet in their areas. I'm glad to know that none of you all had that you all were okay in the tornadoes. I did speak with Hudson, and she said that it missed her area. I know that she's in Tennessee, but she said that it missed her area. Pretty warm. Yes. Bringing in the cold front. 42 right now. Okay, okay. Hello, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. You've been sick this week and you missed your Crowder's Mountain hike. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you've been sick. I hope that you have a speedy recovery. Crowder's Mountain, you'll enjoy it. It would have been rainy though. It would have been a rough one this weekend had you gone. But I believe that you will, if you like hiking. Well, I did see your first hike. You'll enjoy Crowder's Mountain. Beautiful, beautiful area. Hello, my granny's garden. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope everyone is doing well and has started off with a great week this week. You know, want to talk about several things today, just checking in on everyone's weather. And this will be right up. Grateful you didn't get all that snow. I thought you all were supposed to get quite a bit of snow, Happy Mac, but you didn't. So good. You ended up with all the rain like we did. Yes, yes. This topic, the first topic will be right up Mike's Chaotic Gardening, right up his alley. He and GT Jr. And this really is talking about growing a survival garden indoors, guys. You know, those guys are talking about growing an indoor gardening challenge, and you can head over to Mike or GT to hear about it. But I am really going to take this. Yes, Mike, I'm going to take this challenge serious. and look at what an indoor survival. I'm going to grow a survival garden, an indoor survival garden. That's going to be my goal anyway. You know, you have 54, and I know that in Florida, you have been experiencing quite a bit of cold weather. My granny's garden, quite a bit of cold weather, got down to 49. And so I know that that's cool where you are. But Mike, yes, Mike is definitely the pepper king over there. But I'm going to determine what I want to grow for an indoor survival garden, and I'll get my video out, Mike. Once I decide all that, I'm going to make sure different things to let me know. LED, any shop light. Okay, that will help with the grow plants. That's very important. That's to manage the light source, guys. If you're going to be growing indoors, you know, I do have my aero gardens, but I'm looking at doing something a little differently. I'll see if I decide to do that though. But one of the things is to do something that, you know, won't interrupt my normal routine. One of the things I was doing with my aero garden, I had my lights on throughout the night, and so it was just a little bright. So I'm definitely changing that. Hello, Yankee Sister Homestead. Good evening. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Very cheap at any of the big box stores. I did look at some it was a couple years ago though, and they didn't have very many, but I've seen a lot online on Amazon. So that was one of the things. Hello, JK Gardner. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. The full spectrum. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so I'll get back to talking about that. One of the things that I almost forgot to talk about that we talked about earlier on. Hello, Grace guys. How are you? How are you doing? Good to see you. And guys, that one of the things that we want to talk about are the scams. Last week on our live, we talked about quite a bit of scams, and there were some people, and I can't remember who it was, but they said that they were awakened. You know, they had a phone call and it woke them up, and they almost fell for a scam because they were not thinking straight. And so I had Pescatarian Gardener. She and I had a conversation about this because she wanted me to talk about it, and she wanted me to make sure that I shared her story. I don't know if she'll be able to join tonight, but one of the things that she was sharing with me was that she was actually scammed. She fell for a scam. And so she wanted me to make sure that everyone, all of our friends are aware of it. And if you all have scams that you are aware of, that we all share them so that we understand them. So she said that what happened with her, she was asleep. Of course, the phone rang. She decided to pick it up, and she said they were talking so fast, you know, told her that her electric bill was due and that they were getting ready to turn off her power. So I don't know if any of you have had that call or that scam, but she said they told her that, and they told her that she needed to go ahead and get her bill paid, and that way her power wouldn't go off. And so she said because she was awakened, she was thinking, okay, let me go ahead and pay this bill. And so she went in and she got her debit card and she gave them all this information, right? She paid, it was $300 is what they told her. And so then she gave them all the information. And so they asked her what made her a little suspicious at the end as she was waking up. She said they asked her what her number was on her power bill outside, ask her what that was. And she said when she heard that, she thought, okay, this is a scam. I was just scammed. So she said she just immediately hung up the phone, and then she called the power company. And of course, they told her that it was a scam, y'all. But she had already given her information. So what she ended up doing was calling the bank. She said she called the bank and she told them what had just happened, and she had given them all of her information for her debit card. They sent her over to the scam department. Now, you know, a lot of the banks, they have the scam departments. So they sent her over to the scam department. And of course, they confirmed that it was a scam. And they told her that nothing was going to get through. The $300 would not clear. So she felt better about that. But then guess what happens? These scammers called her back. She said she figured because she was so nice to them, they thought that she would go ahead and give them more information. So they called her back and they told her that the payment did not go through. And of course, then she just hung up on them at that time. But she wanted me to make sure that everyone was aware of that, that even she was caught in this scam. Uh, she was scammed. The good thing is that she did wake up and was able to get her telephone call to the bank before they actually cleared out her bank account. Hello, Grown with Hudson. How are you? Good to see you. The New Orleans Gardener. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hugs, hugs. Happy birthday to you. I would sing to you, and I may just have to do that, but happy birthday. I hope that your birthday has been wonderful and that it's everything that you want and wish it to be. Yes, yes. Hello, Bougie Prepper. How are you? How are you? Welcome in, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see everyone today. I was talking about some of these scams that's going on. Hello, Barb Brownlee. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I was telling everyone about the scam that pescatarian Gardner that she shared with me that happened to her, a scam that she fell for. She wanted me to make sure that everyone knew about it and could protect themselves. CC's Texas Garden, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. She said she thought about it when she heard someone on my live talking about it and saying that they were scammed, or they almost were scammed because they answered the phone when they just woke up. Sometimes you're not thinking clearly, and so that was why one of the things that or how she was scammed, and she gave out all her debit card information over the phone thinking she was paying a power bill that wasn't even due. So I wanted to just share that. Hello, Veronica Westbrook. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in to everyone. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Red Lady, how are you? Oh, Linda sent you over. Well, thank you so much. Welcome. I'm glad that you came. Thank you, Linda, the New Orleans Gardener, for sending everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful birthday today. If you all show Miss Linda, the New Orleans Gardener, some birthday love. Today is her birthday, and we want to just shower you with birthday love and wishes. Guava, everyone. Yes. And Lydia, Miss Lydia, we want to wish her well on those exams. She's taking a break and then she's going to get back to studying for her exams. Thank you, Boucher. Yes, please hit that like button, guys, and share out the live if you can. Absolutely. Everyone speaking in the chat. Yes, we do love Miss Linda. We love Miss Linda, and we wish her the most happiest birthdays. Um, yes, send out those birthday wishes, those birthday cheers, and show her all of the love. But I did want to share that pescatarian gardener wanted me to share that. I'm not sure if she'll be able to join us tonight, but I wanted to share that scam with you guys. And she also shared another scam that she have. Hello, I am Cole. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, I'm glad that you made it. I'm glad that you made it. You must be getting off work. Yes. And so I don't know if you all have any scams that you all want to share, but she shared another scam. She said that her grandmother had a call, and I have had this before. And she said that someone told her that that her grandchild was in jail and that she needed to pay a certain amount to get them out of jail. And she said that her grandmother was like, "No, I know none. I know my grandkids, and I know exactly where my grandkids are. And so, no, I know this is a scam." And so they hung up, but they were trying to scam her grandma. But she said her grandma was definitely smart enough not to do that. So that was another thing. And then my daughter, she sent me another scam tonight. And this is one of the things that you guys should be careful of. If you are like me, I order a lot of things online. I order a lot of things from Amazon, but some folks have hacked Amazon, is what this says, that Amazon has been hacked. And what people have done is that they have added drop ship locations to some of, if you've ordered things, they've changed some of the addresses to go to hub lockers. So make sure whenever you're ordering, sometimes I order so quick and then I go back to make sure, is this my address? Did I send it to my own address? And I go back to make sure that I send it to my address. So make sure that you're in the habit of checking that. And if you have been, if your account has been hacked, check it out. For everyone that has Amazon and utilize Amazon, go ahead and check it out. Make sure that there aren't any hub lockers that you have not added to your Amazon account. You haven't received some product reviews before. Yes, yes. So you want to make sure that you are checking that. No hub lockers for you. I don't use any hub lockers, and unless I'm returning. I have done that when I returned here recently. The last thing that I returned, I used one of those lockers. But it's actually inside is what I use. But make sure though that if you have hub lockers, that you put those hub lockers in there for pickup. I don't pick up anything or get anything dropped off at the hub lockers, just the return. So Mike says to remember that every call center that's legit is in India. The workers simply write your information down and they call you to scam between legit calls. Yes, yes. So you better be very, very careful for sure. Hello, blessed family. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Often the call center allows it for, oh, wow. That's very interesting. They allow it for a cut. Hello, Nita. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. And then also on the live stream that I did last week, I did have another person that I know. She is actually in New Jersey. Miss Sherry, she may end up joining tonight, but she was saying that to also let everybody know to be very, very careful this time of the year, especially if you have children. That in New Jersey, that there's a lot of information on television right now about scams or trying to abduct kids actually, and while you're out shopping. And so to be very, very careful with that. The call centers aren't owned by the companies, and so there are a lot of call centers. Yes, and you're right. A lot of these call centers, they're not here they're not in the US. They're all over. So we need to be very, very careful when we are calling, and the information that we're giving out. A lot of times they try to get the information, and we are so willing and unsuspecting, and I should say, and give out information that we shouldn't give out. So just make sure that you are paying really, really close attention. And then also, there are a lot of all over the internet now, they're warning about purchasing. Now's the time where we purchase a lot of gift cards. I'm big at purchasing gift cards, but there are new scams with gift cards. Remember, you used to, could go in and tell if the packaging was opened or not. Hello, sweet thumbs. How are you? How are you? And I looked over and I have a gift card over here by me. This is probably a very old gift card, something that somebody gave my husband, one of his students. I believe. But the gift cards they have, when you're in the stores, you really want to be careful what they're doing now. I don't know if you all have seen this, but what people are doing now, they're stealing the gift cards and taking the gift cards home. They're opening up the gift cards. They figured out how to open up the gift cards so that it doesn't look like anyone has done anything. And then they are cutting the numbers off the gift cards. They're cutting the numbers off the gift cards and putting it back. And then they're sneaking the gift cards back into the stores that they stole them from, guys. Now, that's something very interesting. Gift cards are one of my favorite things to give too, for sure. Hello, Wellness with Frugal Mama. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. So now they've gotten really clever with the gift cards, so where they're stealing them, taking them home, doing what they need to do at home with them, and then they're bringing them back into the stores. Now that's a lot of work that thieves are going through, but they are doing it to get our money. And then once you get the cards, they already have all the information. Or once you purchase the card, they're using it right away, And then by the time you give it to somebody, then, there's no money on the card. And sometimes people may not tell you that there's no money on the card. And I always wonder about that, probably should call to make sure there's money before I even give it out. But now, inside help there are a lot of videos online right now, news actually, where they're showing people doing that, stealing it. And because now they have thousands of cards in the middle of the store, and so these people are just stealing the cards. Then they have them on there and they show them putting the cards back, and then you really can't tell that they've opened the card box because they've gotten so good at it. They have to be good at it if they're good enough to steal the cards, to take them out and then bring the stolen cards back inside. So people are going to all kinds of lengths to take your money. So do all you can to keep it. We work hard for it. You heard of that scam, Growing with Hudson? Yes. That and the bad thing is that's their job. They spend all this time spend all this time stealing and scamming, and then there's still all of these right now. All of these shipping scams are still going on, guys. So just be very careful this time of year, especially when people are trying to take your money. You're all about going to the bank for cash, for gifts, giving out good old fashioned cash. Yes, they need to get a job with all these extras. Yeah, yeah, but that cash is always good to give too. Now I do like to give out gift cards, and I thought I was safe, because I always check the packages. But now you really, really, have to think about it. They said if to feel around to make sure that you have make sure that the gift card has not been cut, and make sure that it's a full card. That's one of the things that they said to do, to make sure that you do have, no one has tampered with your gift card, if you're going to purchase it. So you want to be very, very careful. So about the Amazon gift card scams have been on your local news. Insert their numbers inside. So the Amazon scams as well. So they put them on the inside. And so what they're doing though, Barb, is they know how to open up the packages so that it doesn't appear to be open, and then they can seal them back and you never know that they've been opened. So that's really, really a big scam. Do you think the online gift cards bought on the websites of the company is any more secure? I don't know. I just wonder if maybe the gift cards are the way to go, but I don't even know if that could be scammed. Now I think people are really advanced and figuring out how to scam you, So just be very careful with purchasing gift cards right now for people. Maybe think about some other things. I'm going to have to rethink some things after watching all of that. You get them from Starbucks all the time through your app. Okay, that's the e-gift cards. Yeah, so you want to be very, very, very careful about that, guys. So I did not want to forget about that, especially since the pescatarian gardener wanted me to share her experience and how she was scammed, just to let everybody know. And that was one of the things that she said, that at first she was just so embarrassed, that she fell for a scam like that. But it's so easy to fall for scams, and then she said after she got over the embarrassment, she felt that, she needed to share it with people. She said her husband was just shocked, and that was another reason she was so embarrassed, because he was shocked that that happened. So just be careful about that. Hello, Cassandra, South Fulton Garden. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So that's the one thing that I wanted to make sure I did not forget to talk about. Hello, Deborah Garrett. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. We talked briefly about the indoor garden. Now, I know that Mike's Chaotic Gardening and JT, they are having the indoor grow challenge. So go ahead and check them out. Look at growing a garden, whether you grow an indoor survival garden or you want to just participate or you want to do both. Go ahead and check them out so you can see that. Growing Hudson, how are you? Appreciate you. Yes, please give the video the thumbs up. I appreciate it. A resilient dad, how are you? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Oh, well, I appreciate you coming out of the bushes to say hello. I appreciate you coming out of the bushes. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about today, I think you all, if you haven't seen, it wasn't my last video, but I have a video where I showed some canning goods that really, where the seal had come loose. Guys, I tell you this, I like to can. Most of you already know that. I'm a canner. And so I am continuously canning. Well, there are times that I may not eat something, I may not like it. And instead of me getting rid of that item, I just continue to push it to the back. I push it to the back. I push it to the back. And I did that quite a bit with some things, and I have a video that I'll show some of those things. But that is one of the things that it is quite embarrassing, because I'm thinking I have spent so much time and energy into canning these items. Several things I just didn't like. And then there were other things. Hello, Deirdre Pettis. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. And there were some other things that, I just did not like. Thank you. Thank you. And so one of the things I did this past week, after talking to I Am Cole, after she and I talked, I was telling her, I said, I have so much this year. I've canned over 300. May not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but I've canned over 300 jars so far this year. And we were talking about it, and I was saying, I'm running out of places to put this food, and she was saying the same thing. She was saying the exact same thing. And so what I decided to do, and I knew I had a lot of things that I just was not going to eat. That's a lot of things that I just wasn't going to eat. And I just kept pushing it back. You all have heard me talk about potatoes and canning potatoes. I did not like the potatoes that I canned. I think I ate 4 jars and I said, I just cannot eat them. But instead of me, doing something with them that I just didn't like the taste of them, I just let them sit there. Or there were some things that, I liked it so much. For instance, my apple pie filling, that I just thought, I just said, oh, I can't eat that one. I kept saving the very last one. And then what has happened is that I have built up so many jars like that I did not eat, And so I went ahead and took care of those, disposed of those over the weekend. And it was quite a bit of things. 300 is a lot. Making room for more canned food. Yes, yes. You went through yours too, and all of yours was still okay. Well, I did find another jar that tomatoes, those seals for me just don't last a long time, and so that is one of my goals, to do a much better job of going through all of my canned goods. Good evening, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD chick. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. But I do can food, and I love to can food. I know Mike's Chaotic Garden. he started canning food this year. So I'm excited to know that he has done that. How many people in here can? What all have you canned this year? And do you have plans to can next year? You know, I know my granny's garden cans, Yankee Sister, and Grown with Hudson. I know that you and I talked a little bit today. I know that you are canning as well. And Grown with Hudson, I do want to share what you shared with me about the stove. You mind if I share that? Uh, she and I talked today. She was talking about, actually I can on a if you haven't saw my videos for canning, I can on a hot plate, you know, and it is a cast iron Cadco hot plate. I did a lot of research many years ago to determine what I wanted to can on, because I have a glass top stove. And so thank you, Grown Husband. And so that's what I can. I decided that I wasn't going to take any chances on pressure canning on my flat. It's a flat stove, a glass top stove. And so in doing that, I researched hard, because you want to make sure that when you're pressure canning, that you're able to regulate your temperature and your temperature stays the same. And so that's why I started canning on that. And so that was one of the things Grown with Hudson and I were talking about today. She was talking about, she has a new stove, and some of these new stoves, the temperature is regulated, and she was having difficulty. She didn't realize it with her sealing, because of the way these new stoves are. And so she has gotten one of these hot plates, and she's going to be canning with that. So that's one of the things, guys, when you are canning, make sure with these new stoves, unless you have what I don't have, that's a gas stove. Those gas stoves, I tell you, those things are great. But if you don't have your gas stove, and you have one of the newer stoves that regulate the temperatures, make sure you know how to can with it, and that it doesn't, you don't get false seals, or your things just aren't sealing. And if you do have a lot of fail seals, look into that. Maybe that is why. It may be your stove. Read up to ensure that you're able to properly pressure can on your stove. And so, Yankee Sister, you are canning beans, broth, tomatoes, salsa, chicken. Very good. Very good. Mike, what all have you been canning? Hello, Dark X. How are you? Good to see you, Dark X. Welcome in. Welcome in. You can on your flat top. That is really good, Yankee Sister. I will tell you that the stove prior to this one, it did say that I could, pressure can on it. My stove now, it doesn't say that I can pressure can. I definitely can water bath, and it holds up to, I think it says 70 pounds, but I'm not going to take the chance to pressure can on it. I'll just stick to my other eye that I have, my hot plate. You plan on canning some more bacon, some chili, some chicken soup. Very good. Very good. You like that. It does last for years, Growing with Hudson. I tell you, the hot plate lasts for years. I've been canning on it well over 10 years. I have another one, and everything is fine with it. So it doesn't seem to be a lot. Yeah, she's canning that, Darth X. That she is canning it. You want to try salsa? You haven't canned any salsa? So many great recipes out there for salsa. Very, very easy to do. Steam canner is so light, be easy to use. A portable stove, like for students. Absolutely. That steam canner is very light. And some can, you can put that on your regular stove. I can most everything on. Hello, Pescatarian Gardener. How are you? I'm glad you made it. I did share, Pescatarian Gardener, I did share earlier on. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it, your story when we talked about the scams, and how you were scammed with your electric bill, how you were scammed. And I'm just glad that that the scam didn't go through. That you when you woke up, you were able to wake all the way up and realize that was the scam, and you were able to stop it before they took any of your money. You want to get a pressure canner. Very good. Very good. Go ahead and get one, Mike. Go ahead and get one. Which one are you looking at getting? So you tried to can some. You're canning some every week. Have you eaten any of it that you've canned? Have you eaten any of it? Growing with Hudson. Yes. 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 I appreciate you telling me that story and wanting me to get the story out so that people would know about it. You use your steam canner more than I do too, Yankee sister. I use the steam canner a lot more now. It's so much easier than getting that pot out and filling it up with water and bringing it all to a boil. It is so much easier. And so I may end up getting another one of those, but it's quick. That's the other thing I like about it too. It's so quick and easy. So the steam canner, if you haven't started canning, steam canner is a very easy way to start canning, guys, as well as water bath as well. Wipe down the grease after you put it in the oven, crisp it up. Yes, yes. Yes, that's really good. You're doing a lot of canning over there and dehydrating. So make sure that you guys are doing that. uh, 101 reasons to preserve food. Last week, we talked about the things that were in season, things that you can get to preserve if you wanted to preserve the food. You know, I like to preserve my food because I can control the product and the processes. We've talked a lot. I know over on a lot of channels. With last night on the New Orleans Gardeners channel, and weeks before that, we talked a lot about the food and the things that's going into foods and foods that aren't necessarily food. I think the definition of food has definitely changed. And so we talked a lot about that. So no added ingredients. That's the good thing about canning your own food. You have full control over the ingredients, right? You know where the food is coming from, whether you are growing it yourself, you're going to the farmers. If you're going to a farmer's market, I just advise that you get farmers, because sometimes at some of the farmers market, Kenyatta, that's one of the things at the large farmers market in the Charlotte area is huge. And there are so many farmers or so many people that don't own food. So you have to be careful with that. Ask a lot of questions before you actually purchase it. I don't like the large farmers market for that reason. It was overwhelming for me when I first started going. And so I just started going to smaller and smaller farmers markets in my area where I can actually truly get to know the farmer knows me, and I can, if I want to, can go to that farmer's farm and actually see what they're growing. That's one of the best ways to do it if you cannot grow everything on your own, and that many of us can't. You know how to preserve your food. No GMOs. Make sure you know there's no GMOs. You can build your skills. There are a lot of people on here, they built their skills. A lot of gardeners have built their gardening skills, and now they're building their preserving skills. There's so many ways to preserve. Yes, your dehydrator is on 1,000. You're almost used to the sound of it. The community is the best thing that has happened. Oh, that is great. Yes, this is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful community. You love the market. Yes, yes. Anyone use a juice canner before? You're thinking about getting one? I've seen a lot of people use the juice canners. Um, I I thought about that, but I changed my mind. I juice my things just a little bit different, and so I make my juice different. Let's say, for instance, I made peach juice, and it would not have worked with the steam juicer. So I will do mine a little bit different. But if you're putting like grapes, berries, those sort of things, and you want to juice like that, steam it. I have seen a lot of people do that. Happy Matt. Uh, so that will be something great to do. But peach juice, yeah, I did do that, but I made the peach juice from peach scraps, and then I just made some peach jelly from that. I like to do that. Next investment is going to be a freeze dryer. Yankee sister, I looked into getting a freeze dryer, and I ended up changing my mind about it. You know, the ones they're what roughly. I think the price of them are coming down. One I was looking at was roughly $3,000, and honestly, for me, I thought I don't think I'll freeze dry $3,000 worth of food. You know, and so I just decided against it. But a lot of people are doing some good things with those freeze dryers for sure. You've had so many wild grapes and black cherries, making into jam all of the time. Make it into juice. You can still juice those or make it into juice without the steam juicer. Yes, you've got to say, we talked about uh, the juicers or the freeze dryers, you know, but those things are they are really a good investment, a large investment, and they're really good to have if you're going to use it. Most of the people that have them, I think they run them all the time, and so, or you can purchase it, go in with someone. I thought about that, Yankee sister, because it's something that I wouldn't use all the time. You go in with people on it, and then it's, you know, you can share it like that. Hello, Cato Family Farm. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Broke Farmer. Hello there. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. About 3,000. So that is correct. Birthday present from the family. Yes, that would be a great birthday present for sure. That would definitely be a great birthday present to get. Uh, yes, that will be something to think about, Yankee sister. But those freeze dryers are really good. But people do run them all the time. And for me, I was going to do a lot more research on it. I know that those are a little louder. I am cool. So that will be a little louder than what you're using right now. So yes. Everybody is coming in and speaking to one another. So we're still talking about things and ways to preserve your food, and who all in here is now starting to preserve food. You don't know if you could take it. Yeah, that I think the freeze dryers are a little bit louder than the dehydrators, I believe. And I do know that they run a lot longer. You do have to run them a lot longer. But with these dehydrators, some of these newer dehydrators, they really go, you know, can't chat much. Okay, I understand. He is eating dinner. What you eating over there, broke? Hello, KJ's Healthful Living. How are you? Good to see you. Listening, you just got back home. I wanted to share. Has anyone, KJ, what's that movie that you were talking about? Leave the World Behind. Have any of you seen that movie or heard of that movie, Leave the World Behind? That movie is a movie that is, yes, Leave the World Behind. Has anyone else seen that movie or heard of that movie? You saw it last night. Okay, okay. Pescatarian, I am in the process of watching it. A lot of people that have talked about it said you need to watch it numerous times. You haven't. So this is on Netflix. It is produced by President Barack and Michelle Obama, and yet it is a lot of people in the prepping community are talking about it. And if you haven't seen it, think about looking at it. The name of it is Leave the World Behind. Makes you think, yes, pescatarian. You had canned some stewed tomatoes and spaghetti squash for Meatless Monday. That's really good. So all you had to do was open it up. That's really good. You just started watching it. Kenya's Journey. I started watching it today. I'll have to finish it later on. Yeah. Day 2 or 3 fast. You're on a day 2 or 3 fast. The broke farmer, tell us what he's eating up there. Ah, you're eating Chick-fil-A. I got you. I got you. You're on a fast over there. Yes, and that's the thing to be able. You watched it last night. Yep. Leave the World Behind. It does somewhat talk about that. Uh, I don't want to uh, give any of it away, but look it up, look into it. It does really make you think. And maybe next week we can talk a little bit about it. But a lot of folks out in the prepping community are really talking about it because it really, really does make you think. It will really make you think. Yeah, you should watch it and talk. That's exactly what I would like to do, pescatarian gardener. So, guys, if you can, please watch it. It's called Leave the World Behind. Leave the World Behind. And is it just Netflix, guys? Maybe a silly question, but do you know of any 12-volt dehydrators I would recommend? Any? I don't know of any 12-volt dehydrators, any existing worth it. I don't know. I really don't know. I would have to look into that. I have an Excalibur dehydrator. I've had that one for maybe 12 years. But now they do make a lot of dehydrators now. My dehydrator is it's an older one, but it has lasted me for a long time, and I do get a lot of use out of it. So I do know that the Excalibur is good, but a Resilient Dad, I don't know about the 12-volt. There are so many really good dehydrators out there now. The reason I like the one that I have is that it stacks. Well, it doesn't stack. It has shelves, and the fan is in the very back, so I don't have to worry about moving anything around. I can keep it like that all the time, and it will automatically dehydrate and dry everything. Good topic listening over here. I understand getting your indoor growing rack. Very good, Sweet Thumb. So you're doing good. Are you going to do that? You doing that challenge? Very good, very good. So yes, guys, if you can watch that movie and we can talk about that. It's on. I know it's on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's on anything else. It's just Netflix, but it is executive produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. And some things that I have read, I did a little reading on it, and it talked about, they helped with the script and gave notes and things like that, and that it makes you think. I have started it, and I'm going to go ahead and finish it. Any dehydrator with the back with fan is the best. I do like that, and you don't have to worry about moving them around to dry. Everybody that Sweet Thumb is speaking to everybody that came in. Sweet Thumb's been in the background putting in that new indoor growing rack. So I'm excited to hear about that and to see that. But yes, pescatarian, we'll go ahead and we can certainly talk about that. And I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody and welcome everybody in that's in. Hope I didn't miss anybody, but it does talk so much about the different things that could possibly be going on, in the world. And then when we talk about that hashtag repair, that we can talk about some survival acronyms, because sometimes we don't necessarily know about those, but we can talk about that. And then we can then we can go ahead and talk about what we need to do as far as prepping for this winter weather that now I think for most of us is going to be here for us. I think, it may warm back up, but I think a lot of us that had a lot of these storms over the weekend, we had a lot of storms that it ushered in a lot of this cold weather, or like Miss Shirley, a lot of that snow that Miss Shirley has. And some people didn't get it, like in New York with Happy Mac, you guys didn't get it, but eventually it will come. I did see somewhere where it's been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in January since New York had any big snows. So that is very interesting, that weather has really changed and there's not a lot of snow, but you guys know I like to talk about so many things. Time to get composting for you. Cato Family Farm, that's one thing that I need to do a better job at. I have a compost bin out there, but I tell you one thing, I got so nervous because I do have a lot of snakes in my yard, and I thought, oh goodness, if I go here and I'm moving around and there's a snake in there, I'm done. I am done. And my area has a lot of copperheads. My yard has a lot of copperheads. And so I do get concerned. One thing about those copperheads, the big ones anyway, they like to keep it moving. A lot of the snakes, they don't want to deal with me and I don't want to deal with them. So they like to keep it moving, but I don't want to step on them. We have a lot of leaves and a lot of people are using leaf mulch, and I have a lot of leaves as well. So I may look at that too. It's super cold at night in Southern California, but nice. What do you think is super cold? Your idea of super cold may be different than what our idea of super cold is. Just started growing in your new gifted arrow gardener, first time ever. Oh, congratulations, Yankee Sister Homestead. Did you put up a video of what you're growing? Are you participating in the WIG 2023 grow off? Or you indoor growing challenge? Are you participating in that? I still have to get my indoor arrow gardens together. Honestly, I'm still growing from my 2022 orange hat tomatoes. I did a pretty big harvest last week, and I wish I would have taken a picture of the harvest. And because I took that, one of my coworkers wanted to try some tomatoes that were grown hydroponically, and so I did that. I took them to him, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that and put something else inside the indoor garden. Tennessee had the bad storms. Yes, Yankee Sister. I did talk to Grown with Hudson, and she wasn't affected by those storms. Those were some really bad storms. So pray for all of those that lost their, lives. There were a lot of people, or their lives lost, and homes, everything. So pray for all of those people. Winter indoor gardening. Thank you. Winter indoor gardening. Sometimes I say growing, but it's the garden. So yes, Yankee Sister, I'm excited to see that for you. You're gonna really, really enjoy having that. You really will. You've been gathering leaves from around town for the compost pile and the chicken run. That is great. That is great. I like your chicken area. You think you're going to enter it again? Yes, you absolutely should. You absolutely should. Mike's Chaotic Gardening, he has the hashtag there. So that's all you'll need to do, guys. If you want to grow indoors, just look at one of the videos, Mike's Chaotic Gardening, GT Junior Grows in Alaska. And what you'll just need to do is enter the hashtag WIG 2023. And then they'll tell you the period of time that you have to enter it. You don't have to do it right now, but you need to go ahead and get it. You were married in Memphis, Tennessee. All right. All right. You have 1 million leaves falling into your garden, in your yard daily. It's easy. I do too. I do too. And it's funny because we're talking about it, and some people, as gardeners, you're excited to see those leaves. But one of the things my husband said today when I came home, he said, "Did you notice I cleaned up all the leaves?" And I'm thinking, you did. So we feel differently about them. You had to check on your family. So that's where you're from. You're from Tennessee, so everyone is okay. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Great, great. So you were looking for hydroponics, adding it to additional minerals in the water besides the basic. One thing you were looking with for your hydroponics. So you have your hydroponics. I just add there's a little mix. I have an arrow garden, they have a mix, and that's what I add. It's just a little mix that comes with it. And I just purchased an additional size, a large size, and I just add that to it, and that seems to help it quite a bit. So if you're looking at hydroponic systems, they should have some things to add to it. whenever you put your, hopefully you'll have a kit with it. I'm not familiar with all of the systems. I really only have a couple, the two arrow gardens. It's what I have. Sending prayers across the miles. Yes, that impacted. Absolutely, Barb. Prayers to everyone that was impacted by all of these tornadoes over the weekend. Thank you, Grow with Hudson. Grow with Hudson just put the information up for the WIG Grow. I'm getting ready to call it Growing Challenge, the indoor gardening challenge. Just put that up. And I think I'll tell you this, the reason that I did it last year was to challenge myself. And that's really why I get into a lot of these challenges, is to see what I can do. And like I told Mike, I'm going to look at doing some different things, look at a survival indoor garden maybe, and see what that entails for me. And so that'll be something that all of us can think about doing. But Grown with Hudson, she just put up a link so that if you want the information and you want to do that, that you can go ahead and check that out. Thank you, Grown with Hudson. You too. And Grown with Hudson, I'm still interested in that Nutri-Grain, that Nutri-Meal that you have. Really want to see that. You do too, but supposedly the downside to hydroponics is that the food is not as nutrient rich as it would be if it was grown in the soil. Yes, I've heard that too. Yes, yours came with the fertilizer, the sponges, the domes, all of that. Yes, but I don't know that to be true. Mike may be able to tell us a little more. He has really become an expert with the hydroponic growing. Are there any grow lights that work by batteries? Mike talked a little bit about that. I do believe there are some that will grow with batteries. Mike, last year was the indoor grow, but everyone said gardeners. So this year everybody's saying grow and it's gardening. Okay. So Mike, do you know if there are any of the grow lights that use batteries? I think really if you just search on it, I'm sure you can find some that will. You're going to try growing spinach and lettuce in your container. The lettuce grows really well for me. I had some difficulty growing spinach, so I may try to grow some spinach this year. I'm going to try to grow a lot of different greens indoors this year. Any food is better than no food at all. Exactly. Good, Grandma Hudson. Good, Grandma Hudson. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It really was. I was really surprised that I could grow those tomatoes. And that's one of the things I really enjoy, is seeing what everyone else is doing and doing my research and seeing if I can do it as well. You think you're going to participate? Good, Cato Family Farm. Go ahead and participate. You haven't been able to make any videos lately. Your camera on your phone is acting up. Yeah. I get it. But you can make short videos as well. I did a lot of short videos when it came to my indoor challenge. I did a lot of short videos. So if you're able to do that, that will be good. Yeah, Mike is he knows a lot about that. You're getting a grain meal and an oil press next year. Might as well do it. Happy Mac, I wish we could see some of the things that you're doing. You are on it. You hear me? You do so much. You could replace any light you use with the full spectrum light. Okay. You're gonna watch it. I understand. You have a La Pot. Have you been growing in that, Linda, the New Orleans gardener? I remember when you got that I think it's a La Pot. Don't forget, you need to do the hydroponics. Say that again. You don't have to do hydroponics. Okay, I got you. You don't have to do hydroponics. You can grow indoors any kind of way. And I did see people growing differently indoors. So you don't have to do the hydroponic growing. You have been growing inside during the winter months anyway. Yes. And so you didn't have to worry about that. You already grow in the kitchen window. Yeah. I grow in the kitchen window also. Yes, T-Nog shorts. You have to make your video for it. I don't know exactly how long we have. Mike, how long did we have to make our video? I know you told me it's a long period though. So I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I do need to go ahead and do it. You can grow in anything that you want to as long as you are growing indoors. You still have it in the box. You grow, you do. So that's the key thing. People like Linda, the New Orleans gardener, they're able to grow outside all year round. And I guess if when you, those of you that are in California, some of your states, you're able to grow outdoors all year round. Now I may try it this year. Well, let me say this: if it grows outside, it grows. I have broccoli and cauliflower, and of course my mustard greens outside. I will. I probably need to go ahead and do an update video. It's part of another video that I've been trying to edit, and I just haven't gotten around to editing it. But we can grow. I can grow outdoors. I hope that it continues to grow. I've had a lot of cuttings from my mustard greens, my broccoli. This is my first time actually growing it, and the heads haven't started to form, but it really looks good. I was really surprised that it's doing so well. The broccoli's doing well, the cauliflower is doing well. So I'm really surprised about that. Your grandson loved coming in the garage. You have your garage. I tell you what, you have a lot going on. I know you at one time you said you were having to move things out to get your vehicle in there. But you have a lot going on in your garage, Yankee sister. And that's one of the things that I've thought about. But I was looking at my garage more for things like quail. I was looking at something like quail. But that's a whole different story. I want right now. I got to stick to my food stores, trying to make sure that I am properly rotating all of my food stores, because that really has been my problem, guys, is rotating things. And after if you've grown it, and even if you don't grow it, you still put a lot of time and energy into canning it. And if you do that, you want to make sure that you go ahead and eat it. So that's my key right there, guys. You grow hydroponically every winter with your lettuce and your herbs. Plus you start your herbs, then pop them into and around the system, pop them up around the system. That is really great, Barb. I'm going to try to grow more herbs inside as well. One of the things with the arrow garden, like the tomatoes, a lot of these plants, they get so big, even though you may have 6, 8, 10 little growing containers or holes, you really can't grow every one of them, because your other things take up so much space. So you just don't grow your food with the chemicals. I understand. I understand. And that is one of the things, when you have the hydroponics, you need to add some nutrients to those hydroponics, and maybe that's something that you think about, is a different type of nutrient. Are there other nutrients that you can add? I know there is the something similar to the 511. I don't know if that works, but some things that you can feed it. You can feed it your hydroponics organically. Just yes, thank you, Mike. You can feed it, just a little more work that you'll have to do. You've seen people super juice hydroponically. Yes, yes. So there is a way to do it, and you just have to be willing to try all those things out. Mike, are you game for that? And just let us know how it is. Dilute the 511. You right, right. And there might, yeah, there are different ways, because you can grow it in, if you're not growing in the arrow gardens or those things. What is the other way of growing? Is it some only use the fish poop, and it's called aquaponics? That is what I was thinking of, Mike. Aquaponics. That's exactly right. And you can grow in that. So that's very, very a different way to grow. That's definitely more of an organic way to grow. So there's definitely a way to do so and get the nutrients. I am Koa. There's definitely a way to do that. You haven't heard of aquaponics? For many people, it's a great idea. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, yeah, I definitely understand that. It's not for everybody, especially when you're able to grow outside all year round. I definitely get that. You built an in-ground greenhouse and you have a lot of tomatoes. different green beans, Swiss chard, cabbages, rosemary, white potatoes, yam potatoes. Wow, basil, lettuce, celery. What area are you in? Grow zone are you in, Red Lady? Wow, you are doing great. You're able to grow a lot. The hanging gardens of Babylon was hydroponics. Yeah, it's not, didn't have any chemicals. Yeah, yeah. So there are so many different ways that you can grow, and not every way is for everybody. But the end result, we all want to be able to have some food in Grow Zone 8. That is great. That's my new Grow Zone, Red Lady. I won't grow any differently, but that is definitely my new Grow Zone. You would grow like you probably wouldn't either. Yes, yes, Linda has it. She really does. She's able to grow, and it all looks really good. It really does. And I was thinking about a greenhouse, but I don't. I'm still thinking about that because for me, it's just where I'm gonna put it because I do have so many trees, Red Lady, and so much shade. But I guess if you have those. Greenhouses, a lot of people have lights inside of their greenhouses, so it just depends on how I want that to be, you know so, but guys, I really do appreciate everybody coming in here tonight and spending a little bit of time with us talking about all of these scams that's going on, you know yes, yes, I appreciate everybody coming in and wishing the New Orleans gardener Linda a happy birthday. We appreciate that. And we do, if you guys get a chance, go ahead and check out that movie that we were talking about, so that we can talk about it. I'm trying to find the name of it once again, because it was, a lot of people are watching it and have watched it. Leave the World Behind. Yes, Lydia, I appreciate you taking time away from your studies. Good luck on all of your exams, young lady. Good luck on your exams. And yes, happy birthday to Linda. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Again, we hope and pray that it is all that you have wanted it to be today. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Want to wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful week, the rest of this week. I appreciate all of you. Yes, Pescatarian Gardener, thank you so much for sharing your story and wanting and allowing me to get your story out. Listen, guys, we have a lot of lives to come. I think Broke Farmer has a live tonight. Broke Farmer, if you're still there, is your live? Are you live tonight? So I think he is. I know that tomorrow we'll be back over at Linda's, the New Orleans Gardener, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Miss Shirley, she will be back on Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Anyone else have a live that they want to talk about? Wednesday night is Wind Down Wednesday. That is over by Hands in the Dirt. We have, and Yankee Sister, when is your live? Are you 9 o'clock in the morning? Yes, you at 9 o'clock in the morning. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. So I think Yankee Sister waiting for her to say when her live is. She has a wonderful devotional to get us started Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. Please check her out if you haven't and you're able to. I have to watch the replays because I'm at work during that time, but please check her out, guys. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Growing with Hudson, I want to thank all of my moderators. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys for coming in. Blessed Family, New Orleans Gardener, Growing with Hudson, KJ's Healthful Living, Nikki, the OCD chick, Nita, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in. Mike's Chaotic Garden, and have a wonderful evening. Yes, put your lives in. Barb Brownlee, thanks again so much. I appreciate you. Anyone else have a live? Go check out Yankee Sister, guys, 9 o'clock a.m. if you're able to do that on Wednesday. If you can't, go ahead and watch the replay. We appreciate that. May the good Lord bless and keep us all. Amen, Red Lady. Amen. Appreciate that. Cato family, good night. Deuces, everyone. I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed week. We'll see you tomorrow night over at the New Orleans Gardner, and then we'll head on over Wednesday morning to Yankee Sister, 9 a.m. Then we'll head to the Wind Down Wednesday, head back over on Thursday to Miss Shirley. So check everyone out. Everyone take care. I appreciate you guys coming in.